بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
So the next thing, we'll try to understand the current market trends, like what is exactly trending in the network or security field. Now, I have just listed few of these options. There might be many, depends upon individuals. Okay, so these things will vary based on the individuals. Like starting with SDN. What is SDN? SDN stands for Software Defined Networking. Now, majority of the times you might have heard about these things. Like SDN is mainly providing a centralized control plane. Now, in short, you will be managing everything from a single device. You will have an SDN controller and you will be managing all the devices from here. So it's like you can do many things. You can manage the network, you can push the configurations with the help of templates. You can automatically prioritize the traffic. You can simplify many things. You can also allocate the bandwidths for specific things, manage the VLANs or configure the VLANs remotely. There are plenty of things. So every thing, like the general examples, like SD-WAN, where you do software-defined WAN or SD access, LAN automation, WAN automation, and then you have a data center, ACI automating your data centers as well. So there are many different skill set what is required for you to know. Okay, so considering SDN is one of the very important thing where you need to be able to manage everything from a single centralized controller. Okay, so this is the first thing. Like again, for the SDN platform, there are plenty of things. Like for every vendor, it's completely different. And what you have to do, you need to simple. If you want to excel, you need to add this skill set. So obviously, because with SDN, we are optimizing the networks, and there are many things you do, and it's a completely changing the how the networks will be implemented. Okay, so there's no more you need to go and create the VLANs. You don't need to go to each and every device and do it. Okay, so if you see, there will be a specific playlist you will find on the channel where SDN, software defined networking, you will have a lot of concepts to understand in that. Even majority of the current CCNP CCI syllabus, they cover the SDN concepts as well. So this is the first thing. Now, the second thing, network automation. Now, automation reduces the human errors. Now, what is now network automation? This SDN, it's almost similar things, but slightly there is a difference here. Like with the help of network automation tools, like you have Ansible, Ansible, or if you to go with the Cisco DevNet tracks, there's a specific DevNet track. Python courses, Python for network engineers, or Python scripting. This kind of things comes under these categories. So what you exactly learn here, you will be learning on how to master these tools, and you will be learning on how to automate the task, like automating the VLAN configurations or automating the firewall rules, or many things on that, and how to automate the backups, how to automate the monitoring, those kind of things, the day-to-day task what you do. Okay, so you will be responsible for developing the automation options. Okay, again in SDN you already have an inbuilt automation, but in the SDN we don't do develop any scripts. We just use the templates or the scripts what is exactly running, like in SD-WAN or SDA. You just use the product, and the product is pre-configured to automate. But whereas in the network automation, you might be developing some new specific things as per the customized requirements. Slightly they differ, but they are like the things which you need to know in the current scenarios. And again, if you are into the network security kind of profiles, you need to learn some new models, like whatever the new technologies coming up. Like there is something called zero trust security, which is more kind of a verification of the users before it actually grant the access. Okay, like you need to have the understanding of plenty of concepts, like we have something like identity management, which is more done with the Cisco ICE. You do it in a Cisco. You have a Cisco ICE specific course, mainly focusing on that, and endpoint protection. And you also need to get familiar with, if you are going with any other product like Palo Alto, you have a Prisma, Cisco Palo Alto Prisma, that's and then Zscaler. These are the products. So these are the different tools you have, and you need to be stay updated with a majority of the cybersecurity frameworks, as well. Okay, now multi-factor authentications, these kind of things. Okay, so the main zero trust security is also the main thing, because it is going to address majority of the modern challenges what generally face in the security domains. Now the other thing, there is one more thing, the fourth one, there is something called hybrid and multi-cloud architectures. Okay, now as you know, majority of the applications you run on the cloud, so or majority of the devices or the network setups are done on the cloud. So you need to have some idea about the cloud as well. So basically, hybrid and modular architectures generally, they they integrate, like you have a cloud environments which will be used, and your job will be optimizing the performance and reducing the cost, those kind of things. So basically, many companies move on to the cloud. The main reason is to minimize the cost and to overcome the unnecessary headache of managing the hardware. But again, at the end, it's not possible for all. Most of the small to medium sized companies will be using some kind of cloud environments. Okay. A general example, like you have an e-commerce platform where you host everything on the cloud using some specific platform like AWS, like all your website and everything, you do it on the cloud. So why it is trending? Again, basically it provides you more flexibility for the companies to manage their applications. And at the end, you don't need a dedicated infrastructure to manage everything. You just host them on the cloud. So considering this is also another skill set you need to add to your profile, like majority of, now what exactly you learn? Basically, you have an AWS, Azure, or a Google Cloud certifications you need to add up if you want to specialize your skill set on the cloud side. And also you need to make sure that you practice the deployments as well, like understanding this hybrid setups. And majority and another skill set you will be adding, like VMware, because you will be virtualizing the things. So you need to have the skill set like the VMware cloud or the Terraform, these kind of things. Okay, and on the top of it, you need to add another other skill set, like you can move on adding some cloud security as well. Like you need to understand the cloud security, and you can advance yourself more in depth once you get some experience. You can also add the skill set like the cloud security, like how you're going to implement security on the cloud infrastructure as well. So how you can excel if you're already in this domain, you need to make sure that how you can optimize, you need to find out how you can optimize the performances, and and you can recommend some multiple cloud strategies for different implementations. And also your job might be planning or implementing some recovery plans or disaster recovery plans using different types of setups. Now the fifth one, there is one more thing you might be hearing as well, called artificial intelligence. That is also kind of a trending one, because the AI, AI, artificial intelligence or machine learning, this has been into the networking as well. Like Cisco have its own product called Cisco DNS Center, DNAC, which is going to use some AI and the machine learning options to identify some of the network bottlenecks, some network related issues. And also, it is also capable of suggesting the specific solutions in the real time you can implement. Okay, so it is integrated again. It's now in the current DNS center, it is more integrated. So what they do, they will analyze the traffic patterns, like the AI will analyze the patterns of the traffic, and then it will try to collect the information and predict some of the possible issues. And also it can guide you with how you can optimize the network, how you can make it more better. Okay. So with the majority of the AI tools, you can multiply your work. Of course, you can use these tools to enhance your skills. At the same time, you can use these options to minimize the time for the troubleshooting or optimize the network and make it work more 10 times more better than the normal engineers. Okay. Now, as I said, why it is trending at the end, you will be doing proactive monitoring. Proactive is like you will be doing monitoring and troubleshooting proactively before the issue comes. So more ahead, because you are going to make some intelligent decision making as well based on the information provided by AI and the machine learning options. Now, how you can excel? How what are the things you need to learn? Basically, you have to understand some of the AI tools options as well inside, like plenty of. It will vary again, whichever the tools you are using. If you're working on a Cisco-based environment, then you have a Cisco DNS Center, which has these options inside. You need to study them, you need to learn them, those options, and so that how we can utilize them. And additionally, you have a Juniper Mist AI, that is one another from Juniper vendor. If you're working with a Juniper, again in the Palo Alto, you have a Cortex like this option. So every vendor have their own AI based tools. You need to figure out on which platform you're exactly working on and what are the relevant options you have with them. So you can use the AI for predictive maintenance and mainly to reduce the downtime. You can use these tools, and also you can use the AI for analyzing the traffic to prevent any kind of security breaches. Even you have plenty of automation tools. Like even there are so many vulnerabilities tools you will find which you can run this tool without any kind of security knowledge. You can even it will help you to detect the vulnerabilities in your network as well. So almost there is an AI integrated almost in everywhere. So you will also find them in the network security as well. And your job is to develop some kind of automated solutions which will be helping the network optimization and the troubleshooting trends here. Okay, so these are the five I have listed, but again, it will vary. Okay, I'm not saying that you need to add all this skill set, but it totally depends on which domain you are working on. If you are working on more on the automation side, then these are the two options which you can add it. And if you're working on more on the network security side, this is something you need to think about. What are the current security terms or the things? And if you're working on a cloud-based infrastructure, then you need to add the cloud-related options. And almost the AI and the machine learning is in. You need to see what are the tools which are offering this, and probably need to update those things as per the requirements.